You know, there's one thing that NASCAR did this past weekend at Talladega. They flopped hard. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. What's going on, everybody? This is Chase fan number 9 here, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm gonna be talking about this past weekend at Talladega Super Speedway for NASCAR's top 3 series and all that, and we'll go from there. So, what did I think of this past weekend? Well, it was a good weekend. Not a great weekend, but a good weekend. But however, though, there was a lot of controversy, mostly surrounding the Cup race. We'll get into that later on, but I want to talk about the other races that happened this past weekend. So, where do I begin? I guess I'll start off with IndyCar first. They had a double header this past weekend at Indianapolis on the road course. I unfortunately missed the first race, but I heard Joseph Newgarden won, so that's a good thing. It was on USA, not NBC. Sorry guys, if you folks didn't get a reaction video to that, I apologize. Hope I won't make that mistake next year, or in the future, I should say. But I was able to catch the finish of the second race, and Will Power, he pretty much dominated that race. Thought it was going to be Alexander Rossi because I know he hasn't won all year. But once Colton Herta got by Rossi, that was it. And he, I wouldn't mind if Herta won, but man, Will Power, he's just too good. And he did manage to hold off Colton Herta for his second win of 2020. I know lots of you Will Power fans are happy about that. I was happy about it too. We now have one more race left, folks. It's St. Petersburg, Florida. Oh, what a finale that race is going to be. What else? Now the truck race. It was a good race. We saw lots of drivers up at the front we haven't seen, that we rarely see in past races. My favorite part of the truck race, was when Jennifer Jo Cobb and Brian Doza were running top 2 when everybody else pitted and were racing in group while the 1028 stayed out. I thought that was pretty cool. And there were several incidents as well during the race. There was that wreck early on when Sheldon Creed was trying to throw a block, but he misjudged it and he caused a wreck involving Zane Smith, Danny Bone, Corbin Forrester. I know Kamikaze wasn't happy about it, that's for sure, because we all know how much of a fan he is for Corbin Forrester. And there was a bunch of other people involved. Oh yeah, Joe Nemechek was in it. So yeah, it was a crazy wreck. And then what else? We saw Kaz Gralla, Trevor Bayne, Derek Kraus Derek Kraus got his first stage win this past weekend, courtesy of a caution coming out late in, was it stage 2, I believe? Yeah, I think it was stage 2. So it was cool to see my local team win. I know Derek Kraus is from Wisconsin, but still. What else? Yeah, we did see some drivers up there that we rarely see up there, like Gralla, Cobb, Doza, Bayne, who is gonna finish out the season in the 45 truck. Who else did we see? We saw a bunch of small teams up there. Saw Tanner Gray, he was up there. The ThorSport trucks were also there. Sauter, who else? Yeah, there was a bunch of small teams up there, and they were having good runs. So yeah. Then we get to the finish. I know lots of people, including myself, were kind of skeptical because Stuart Friesen wrecked while going to turn 3 while trying to block, and I believe he got wrecked and all that. got wrecked as a result, I should say. And Austin Hill, who is the series point leader as of today, got caught up in it. He had a up and down day, and his truck was on fire. And as a result of that, NASCAR still sleepy. NASCAR threw a caution. Some people thought Trevor Bayne was ahead, but instead it was Rafael Lessard, and he ended up getting his first career win in NASCAR, specifically in the Truck Series. I was happy to see Rafael Lessard win. I have some subscribers who are from Canada or live in Canada, I should say, and I know they're happy to see a Canadian driver like Rafael Lessard win. I think you guys know what I mean. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but you guys get the point. It's nice to see a KBM truck other than the 51 win. I have nothing against Chandler Smith, but still. Oh yeah, Christian Eckes was caught up in that last lap wreck. He and Todd Gilliland, who blew an engine during the race, those two drivers were eliminated, unfortunately, but hey, it's 2020, so what more can you say? So yeah, I know some people were skeptical, saying that they should have finished and Trevor Bayne would have been the winner, but hey, it's NASCAR. They're known for controversies all the time. It's no secret. So yeah, Xfinity Series race. It was mediocre. There was a lot of single file racing. There were some wrecks that happened. We saw lots of drivers up there. Well, Chase Briscoe was the dominant car of the race until the last couple of laps. What's his name? Noah Gragson was bump drafting him so hard that with what was it, 3 to go, he oh my god. Briscoe almost wrecked, but he managed to save it and all that. So yeah. Oh yeah, now I remember. There were wrecks during the race. Austin Hill was caught up in a wreck while trying to make a pit stop. Cindric, who ran at the back, well, that plan backfired for him because he was taken out. And now for the Riley Herbst wreck, I know people are gonna say that he's just gonna keep on sucking because of that, but from what I saw, Austin Hill came up into Riley Herbst and took him out, and that pretty much ended Herbst's race and all that. So that was on Austin Hill. It wasn't Riley Herbst, even though I know lots of NASCAR fans are going to say, oh, he ran out of talent. Yeah, whatever. I'm not a big Riley Herbst fan. I'm just trying to acknowledge, I'm trying to acknowledge it. But could I be wrong about it? Maybe. And then there was that debris caution, which was caused by Ryan Vargas, who was running the TikTok car. The paint scheme was pretty cool, don't get me wrong. I know some people don't like TikTok. I know some people like it, and I understand that there's a group of people that don't like it because of the videos and the platform and all that, and it's kind of a little right now, or it's not good, or, well, I know there's a group of people that like it and some people that despise it. Sorry if I'm going off topic, but yeah. I mean, that debris caution, it's not karma for him just solely running a controversial paint scheme, but still, it is what it is. He just blew tire solely just because he blew tire. So I think you guys get my point here. I'm not trying to bash TikTok users. That I don't really care for TikTok, really. I do like the paint scheme, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna bash. It'll be interesting to see that car for the rest of the year. Ryan Vargas is going to be a real deal at some point in the future, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, yeah, sorry for going off topic, but back to what I was saying. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, during I think with two to go, Chase Briscoe rode up against the wall in turns 3 and 4, and his race was pretty much done. I know he was disappointed. I have no hate towards Chase Briscoe. It's just that he was just winning way too much, in my opinion. But I'm not denying his talent, though. Not gonna deny that. Yeah. So once he hit the wall, that was pretty much it for him. And it was, oh yeah, and there was that wreck on that one restart where Chastain got pushed too hard by Burton, and Chastain got some heavy damage, and Colby Howard almost finished him off. Well, Colby Howard, he pretty much finished himself off. No disrespect to Colby Howard, I'm just saying. And what else? Yeah, and Chastain, his crew put a lot of effort into that car trying to fix and all that, so kudos to them. At least Chastain got top 10 and all that, so that's good. But anyways, we get to the finish of the race. Coming down the backstretch, there was a wreck at the back involving Tommy Joe Martins, Allmendinger, and some other folks. I think Burton was in it, and a bunch of others as well. So it sucks to see that happen. But NASCAR, just like the truck race, threw a caution while they were in turn 3. I mean, they could have let the race finish, but hey, what's the point? It's NASCAR. Controversies all the time. I know some people are bothered by it, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah. And in the end, Justin Haley pretty much won this race on luck again. Pretty much, let's just say he's just swept both Talladega races. I mean, I know some people were kind of biased about Justin Haley winning that race on luck, but hey, drivers have pulled wins out of their asses before, so what do you guys expect? Hey, at least Ryan Sieg got a second place finish and all that. And Garrett Smithley got a top 10 as well, so that's a plus there. The reason why I say Ryan Sieg got second was because Michael Nett, who originally finished second, he was disqualified, or DQ'd, I should say, of his second place after failing ride heights and inspection, so he was credited with last place, unfortunately. And also, Chad Fincham got an 11th place, which is good for a small team like them. So I can't argue with that. Now, with that out of the way, the ARCA race, they were at the Springfield dirt track again. We had a new winner this time around, someone named Ryan Unzicker, who is, from what I've heard, is a dirt regular, and he managed to hold off Haley Deegan, who's an ARCA regular, for the win, which I kind of find very impressive. Hey, at least he's getting Chevrolet wins. I don't know what that team he's driving for is called, but hey, it's nice to see a first-time winner for once. Wish it was Deegan, but hey, I'll take this one, I guess. Maybe next race Deegan will win. I don't know. And also, I heard that Ty Gibbs got wrecked, and I heard that Brett Holmes and Michael Self were involved in accidents. I know that's going to be huge implications for them as far as the championship's concerned. So yeah, I need to see the standings for that after this. So yeah. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Cup race. Boy, that race, where do I even begin? Okay, I'm going to say this right now. Yes, the Cup race at Talladega was a good race, but it could have been a very good race had it not been for the controversy at the end regarding the double yellow line, which I'll get to momentarily. So, as always, just like Talladega as always, there were wrecks, of course. There was a wreck on the first lap involving Bell and Reddick. Reddick's team put lots of effort into fixing his car and all that, and they managed to get that car going again. And Tyler Reddick was even leading laps at one point in the race, or was at least up there. So that shows you how much effort they put into fixing that car. So yeah. Then there was the unfortunate wreck with Stenhouse. I know some people don't like him, but still though, just know he can't go winless forever, Stenhouse haters. I'm going to say that right now. So don't be surprised if he wins a plate race next year, regardless if it's Daytona or Talladega, just to keep that in mind. Martin Truex and Chris Buescher won the stages. Chris Buescher's was by far the most impressive. There was that big wreck about past halfway into the race when Bowyer got into the back of Johnson, who had just gotten a piece of debris off the front of his car, which is the roof flap of the Benedetto. His day pretty much went south when he got turned into Kurt Busch, who got hit by Custer. And you guys, you all saw Kurt Busch go flying up into the air, and man, that was a hard hit for the one team. Yeah, so his day was done. Same thing for Bowyer, Custer. Brendan Gaughan was caught up in it, unfortunately. And it sucks because it was Brendan Gaughan's last Cup race. No one likes to crash out their... No one likes to end off their final Cup race with a wreck like that. But, hey, it's happened before, so not gonna say or complain too much about there. Brennan Poole was in it as well. So yeah, there was a bunch of wrecked race cars during this. Jimmy Johnson, it was his last start at Talladega. He was a top 5, top 10 contender, but right up until the very end there. Did he crack the top 3 at one point? I think he did. But anyways, towards the end, his team put in a lot of effort, but at some point during the race, I guess the car just couldn't keep up to minimum speed, so he decided to park it, and ultimately he got a DNF in his last start at Talladega, which was unfortunate. At least I'll give credit to his team for trying to fix up the car. Sometimes I wonder, is Johnson ever going to win a race before the season's out? Because he's got a month left to do so. So, just to let y'all know. What else? Glad to see everybody get out of their cars, which was good. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that wreck. Especially Kurt Busch, so I'm not going to argue there. Kyle Busch. You guys know I don't like Kyle Busch. His day went south when he blew a tire and all that. And that was pretty much the downfall of his day, so not gonna say much there. Towards the end, we had an incident where Bubba Wallace got into the wall. He came to pit road, and then one of the Rick Ware cars saved him from going the lap down. That's more like it. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. It was James Davison that brought out the yellow. And then the next thing I know, I realized there were a bunch of small teams up there that we don't usually see up there running fairly good, like Timmy Hill. Who else? Cody Ware, Joey Gase, Quinn Half. Oh, and Daniel Suarez. He was up there, but he was caught up in that wreck with Kurt Busch. And it sucked because he was running in like top 5, top 10. So, yeah, it sucks for him. But, hey, Talladega, shit happens. So, what more do you guys expect? But no disrespect to Suarez, though. I like the guy. So, yeah. Buescher, Newman, they were up there towards the end. Especially Newman after the Daytona wreck. We already know that story. So, yada, yada, yada. All that. Blaney was also... Oh, yeah, and there was that wreck towards the end of stage 2 when Almirola got clipped by Bowman. I know Bowman didn't mean to do it. It took out Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney was caught up in it, unfortunately. So, yeah. Yeah, Almirola, yeah, he's pretty much in a must-win situation now. We know the road courses are not his thing, so not going to say much there. Bowman managed to continue on. Who else? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there were the wrecks towards the end there. Yeah, the wreck with James Davison, it was the first overtime attempt. Then the second attempt, oh yeah, Matt DiBenedetto was a contender up there along with the Penske, all three Penske guys. But we'll talk about them later, especially Dibby and all that. During the second overtime, no wait, after the first overtime attempt, they were racing hard, and as they were coming down the front stretch, there was a big wreck when Tyler Reddick got into the back of Kyle Busch, who got into Joey Logano, and it set off another big wreck, collecting Harvick, a bunch of others. Kyle Busch, that was pretty much the end of his race. You heard the crowd there. Y'all know how they feel when Kyle Busch wrecks, so not surprised that they cheered him on there. But yeah. Logano, I think he managed to continue on, or did he DNF? I'm not sure. Harvick, I believe, managed to continue racing and all that. And then after the second overtime attempt, we had a third one when Bubba Wallace, who's trying to make a comeback to the front, made an aggressive move on the high side going to 3. He came down on Priest, and he got hooked left and then went back up into the wall collecting Blaney. Dylan and Matt Kenseth were collecting it. And I know lots of the haters are gonna bash on Bubba, saying, "Oh, Bubba Wallace is a horrible driver." You know what? Screw the toxic NASCAR fan base. You know, and for the Bubba Wallace haters, fuck off with that trash. You guys are just hating on Bubba Wallace because of what happened back in June after all that stuff he said. Yeah, and especially after what happened the last time we were here, last time we were at Dega. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention it because I think you guys should know by now what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't give a shit what those Bubba haters say. Bubba's a good driver, not a great driver, but a good driver. Yeah. And the only way to shut the Bubba Wallace haters, the only way they will be silenced is if Bubba Wallace wins a race. It's simple as that. But hey, no disrespect to Bubba. He tried. He had a good race. I know he didn't mean to wreck himself and take out Blaney. Sorry to all you Blaney fans out there and all that. But hey, it is what it is. And now we get to the controversy that is the double yellow line striking again. Well, the double yellow line controversy striking again. So green flag flies. DiBenedetto gets a hell of a push from who was that? It was Busher, yeah. He was on his back bumper until Eric Jones came up. DiBenedetto was leading at the white flag. Then Cody Ware wrecks, and then as they go through 3 and 4 on the last lap, Keselowski in the field behind them wrecks. And NASCAR doesn't throw a caution there. They're all side by side. They come to the line 3 wide, and in the end, it was Denny Hamlin who was unfortunately the winner. Now, the controversy with the finish was NASCAR was trying to see if Denny Hamlin passed Byron and DiBenedetto below the double yellow line. But NASCAR claimed that it was that Denny Hamlin did not cause, that Denny Hamlin didn't do nothing wrong, so they just let him get away with it. And then NASCAR has the audacity to penalize DiBenedetto for trying to force Byron below the line instead, and credit him with being the last car in the lead lap. And then NASCAR decided to penalize my boy Chase Elliott for forcing, I forgot who it was, below the yellow line, when in fact it was Chris Buescher. No disrespect to Chris Buescher, who was penalized. And then, yeah, they chose to penalize Elliott first, but then they rescinded that and penalized Buescher instead, giving him the next to last car on the lead lap. So yeah, NASCAR made some bad calls. They should have penalized Denny Hamlin and should have rescinded DiBenedetto's penalty, or they could have either gone with what they got and they could penalize Hamlin and DiBenedetto, and Eric Jones would have been the winner, or whatever. Yeah, NASCAR made some bad calls. This would have all been prevented if there was no such thing as a double yellow line and all that. And back to the truck and Xfinity race, I know they threw the caution because of safety and all that. They want to get the drivers out of their cars, but still, though. But anyways, back to what I was saying, yeah. NASCAR made some bad calls. I'm like, yeah. And if you guys heard my reaction video, and if you guys saw everyone else's reaction video, lots of people were pretty upset with the finish. Especially how NASCAR penalized DiBenedetto, because we all like we're all DiBenedetto fans, especially me because he's one of my local guys next to Larson, because he's from Grass Valley, I'm from Stockton, all that. Yeah, that was another massive blow. And I had those doubts in my head saying, DiBenedetto winning, it's never going to happen. Yeah, I doubt myself all the time too much. Yeah, I hate when I do myself like that. Yeah, if someone were to tell me, or ask me about this race 20 years from now, I'll tell them it was a good race, but I'm still angry about the finish. I'm like, come on, NASCAR, get your heads out of your ass and start being consistent. Not inconsistent, consistent. I'm like, you guys need to get that through a thick skull. You guys knew better. So I understand there's rules and all that, but you need some of the rules are being inconsistent. And I know NASCAR has done this before. They did it back in 2008 with Regan Smith and Tony Stewart and all that, and a bunch of other things. But still, though, remember in the Daytona 500 earlier this year, the reason why Ryan Newman was trying to defend his position because he didn't want to go below the double yellow line and force someone, because he would have been penalized. Unfortunately, he had to pay the consequence which was being wrecked. Unfortunately, no disrespect to Newman though. So, yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is the one thing I don't like about. Another reason why I don't like NASCAR, because they make controversial and inconsistent calls, and every time they make a controversial call, it pisses everybody off, the fan base. And you know how some NASCAR fans feel about controversy and all that. Yeah. You guys out there, you're lucky I'm not one of those NASCAR. You're lucky I'm not anyone else, because I would have quit watching NASCAR otherwise, but I'm loyal. I'm not going to stop watching NASCAR. I'm going to watch it regardless. I'm not trying to say I like any of NASCAR's ruling, but still, you get the point I'm saying. Yeah, if I had been anyone else, I probably would have been done with NASCAR after this weekend. But no, I'm not going to quit. So yeah, I'm a NASCAR fan for life, So yeah. But anyways, could I be wrong about NASCAR's calls? Maybe, but I highly doubt that I'll be wrong about it, because I know NASCAR was at fault here. They were the ones that were being inconsistent. So, yeah, I don't get it. I really wish Eric Jones won the race instead of Hamlin. I don't care if he's a Toyota, or even Ty Dillon. I don't care what the haters say. So, yeah, that's the thing I don't get about this weekend. But hey, at least Brendan Poole, Ryan Preece, Ryan Newman, they all got top 10s, which were good. And Ty Dillon, too. I'm happy for him. And Byron. And at least they rescinded Chase Elliott's penalty and all that. So, yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this upcoming weekend at the Charlotte Roval is a good weekend, not a bad one. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Chase Fan number 9. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell down below to get notifications for all my videos. Make sure to hit that like button and go follow me on Twitter at ChaseFan_9. With that, I'll see y'all in my next video. And with that, have a good one and stay safe, everybody. All right, bye-bye.